We begin with a court date. The federal judge overseeing Donald Trump's election interference case has added a trial date to his already busy 2024 calendar. Judge Tanya Chutkan set March 4th as the start of the case, alleging that the former president conspired to overturn the 2020 election. That means he is scheduled to go to trial the day before Super Tuesday, when voters in more than a dozen states will cast a ballot for the GOP nominee. 3 weeks later, in the midst of even more state primaries, another case is set to begin. That one, the New York hush money payment trial. And on May 20th, as primaries wrap up, the federal classified documents trial is scheduled to start. CBS News chief election and campaign correspondent Robert Costa joins me now from outside the courthouse in Washington. Bob, Trump has said he will appeal the March 4th trial date. Can he do that, and how would that work?
At this point, John, the trial date is set, but think about this process almost like a baseball season, which has more than 160 games. We're just starting the process. It's even spring training in terms of how this is all going to play out legally. We're going to have ample opportunities for Trump's lawyer, John Laurel, and others on the legal team to argue that the date should be extended. Maybe they need more time with documents during the discovery period. Maybe there are issues that come up with other cases that are ongoing, 3 other criminal cases across the country and another here in Washington, 4 total. So all of those dynamics could play into this trial date being adjusted in some way. But the judge, Tanya Chutkan, seemed pretty determined today to not lean towards Trump's decision to make 2026 his stake in the ground and to not go with the government's suggestion either. She wants to go with March of 2024, despite all the political complications.
Speaking of political complications, bring us up to date, Bob, on where things stand in terms of all of these indictments, the mugshot down in Fulton County, the arraignments, how they are or are not, and the skip debate affecting the Trump campaign. And if for no other reason, then this is now a trial date the day before Super Tuesday.
It's a strange political moment. Based on my conversations today with rival campaigns, because they see many weapons in the political arsenal on the ground before them. 4 different criminal investigations of the front runner they're trying to take down. But so far, many of them are reluctant to use any of them as a cudgel against Trump. Instead, they hope the weight of all of this, politically, logistically, legally, will be such a burden on Trump's shoulders that he in some way implodes, or at least his core supporters begin to seek an alternative or hear out the pitches by an alternative that Trump's somehow not electable under these circumstances. But there's such a hesitancy to take on Trump directly because it would be seen as a political risk where you would alienate him and possibly his supporters, who you would hope ultimately to have their support should you ever end up as the nominee. And if you go to war with him now, will he support you if you end up still beating him for the nomination, or will he tell his supporters to sit home? All of these different questions are clouding the different calculations inside the other campaigns.
And Bob, in the Georgia case, the former president's former chief of staff, Mark Meadows, is asking that the case be moved to a federal court. There was a hearing today on that. How did that request go?
Well, Meadows is clearly, to keep the baseball talk tonight, he's swinging for the fences to put himself on the witness stand with the clear support of his lawyer, George Terwilliger, and others to do that. He's trying to really make a play to get this out of Fulton County, get it out of Atlanta, move it to federal court somewhere in Georgia. What's going to be very important to watch is what does special counsel Jack Smith, who operates here at the courthouse behind me, what does Jack Smith say in terms of his own motions, if anything, in the coming weeks and months about how he wants to handle Meadows, whether Meadows is a cooperating witness to an extent where it shouldn't be complicated or messed up with what's going on in Georgia, or whether he's going to let Fulton County play out on its own, regardless of his own January 6th investigation, which covers much of the same ground as the Georgia indictment. So you could see a judge listen to the special counsel far more than any arguments coming from Meadows himself.
Robert Costa throwing strikes as usual. Thanks, Bob.